Ensemble Doors, only from Renewal by Andersen. Learn more at rbarapidcity.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Wrench, and I'm seeking personal injury cases. If you've been injured because someone else did something wrong, call me up. I'm a trial lawyer. I've tried criminal and civil cases for decades, and I can use all of that experience to help you. I also know this, that when insurance companies know that you're represented by a trial lawyer, they take your claim more seriously, and if it is to be settled, it's settled better with a trial lawyer. Wrench Law, 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
Since 1928, Connect Home Center has been proud to serve Rapid City and Spearfish with quality products and customer service that you can trust. In 2000, Connect joined the Meade Lumber family, and now they're taking the next step into their journey. Connect Home Center is becoming Meade Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name from design to finish. Meade Lumber is here for you, as they've always been. MeadeLumber.com.
Being in business has its rewards as well as its challenges. It means being the first one in the door in the morning and turning off the lights when you leave at night. Your business is unique, and you need a bank that understands your needs. You deserve the best. You need a financial partner that is invested in your success. You need Pioneer Bank and Trust. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are Fox Sports.
And here's what you need to know.
A judge in Tennessee today ruled that former Jets linebacker Darren Lee will be held in jail without bail as he faces first-degree charges in the death of his girlfriend. Lee is due back in court in early March. Prosecutors say they will seek the death penalty. In the NBA, suspended Pistons center Isaiah Stewart got a 7-game ban for his role in the brawl with the Charlotte Hornets earlier this week. Wasn't the only Pistons player to be suspended. Jalen Duren got a 2-game suspension, while Hornets teammates Miles Bridges and Moussa Diabate, well, they were banned 4 games. At the Olympic Games, American speed skater Jordan Stolz won gold in the men's 1,000 meters, setting an Olympic record. In men's hockey, Slovakia topped Finland today 4-1. Sweden bested Italy by a score of 5-2. Diamondbacks outfielder Corbin Carroll's going to miss the World Baseball Classic with a fractured hamate bone in his wrist. Same injury for Orioles second baseman Jackson Holliday. Francisco Lindor surgery today.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. Good Wednesday afternoon to you, and thanks for being here. The Nate Brown Show is live. We're on Fox Sports Radio across South Dakota. We call it South Dakota Sports Talk Show. It's always a great day in South Dakota. Yes, say it with me. Good lineup tonight. Looks good. High school to college to the pros. Let's get you covered. Thought-provoking sports talk. Couple of hours. Let's do it up nice and have a question of the day. Have 5 questions from Chris. All that good stuff. A Wednesday on the Nate Brown Show, live on KWSN Sioux Falls and Fox Sports Rapid City. Also stream us on X right now. We're there live at Nate Brown Show. Follow us and watch us live on X. Welcome in the audience on your phone there at Nate Brown Show. Also on YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. Subscribe to our channel. We're live there now. Archive shows always. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. And you've got us one more place, Midwest Sports Plus, new high school sports streaming app. They're covering games across the state. Heavy East River slate right now. Some West River games coming up. If you don't have the new app, Midwest Sports Plus, get it, and you've got this show live as well. Welcome in. We're ready to go tonight. If you want in on the show, let's try and do that. 605-720-1067. That's the number. It's the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, 605-720-1067. Call us there. Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch. 2 locations, East River in Brandon and East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Stop by tonight. Home of everyone's favorite buffet. And the Barons Wilson text line open and ready, 605-720-1067. 605-720-1067. That is the Barron's Wilson text line. We're ready to go. Let's look at the lineup tonight. A lot of South Dakota stuff tonight. We've got Eric Struck on tonight. He's the head football coach, Sioux Falls, Jefferson. Eric Struck's in tonight because there's big news out of Sioux Falls high school football. Just got finalized today, so we're going to get to some of this stuff. So Eric Struck's in tonight. Another football coach is on tonight, Matt Vitzthum. You know Matt, University of South Dakota, new head football coach. We've got him first. Yes, a little exclusive on the Nate Brown Show. I like that. Matt Vitzthum, USD head football coach. We'll go to the Twin Cities, talk Vikings and more with Thor Nystrom. SKOR North covers the Vikes. What are they going to do at quarterback? Thor's been on that J.J. McCarthy train. I don't know if he's still waiting at the train stop or not. Thor Nystrom's in from the Twin Cities tonight. And Craig Mattick's on SDPB Sports live from Sioux Falls. Some reaction across the board. Some big news when it comes to FCS, high school, and everything in between. Okay, guest lineup looks good. Stay tuned for the Matt Vitzthum interview. He's coming up next hour. The USD head football coach will talk his vision of Yote football tonight. Okay, let's get to the Sioux Falls high school football story. So you heard on this program when I was interviewing Dan Swartos a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him, what's this news about Sioux Falls high schools getting to play Omaha high schools in football? And he said, well, I kind of threw that out there, and it's not fine. I'm not going to say anymore. That's how that played out. That was my impersonation of Dan Swartos from the Activities Association. But we find out today, in Sioux Falls metro area schools, a lot of them now, throw in Harrisburg, throw in Brandon Valley. It's not going to be Roosevelt. It's not going to be O'Gorman. But throw in the Sioux Falls metro schools. They've got the football games finalized. So there are the games. They're on the calendar. They're on the schedule right now. As a matter of fact, if you haven't seen this season, Brandon Valley's going to play at Bellevue West, okay, in August. Sioux Falls, Washington's playing Millard North, not South, not Millard South. Don't go crazy. That's the powerhouse program from Omaha that everybody's just wondering is on the schedule. No, it's Millard North. Omaha Central's playing Sioux Falls Lincoln. Omaha Westview's playing Sioux Falls Jefferson. Omaha North is playing at Harrisburg. So this just came out from the Activities Association this morning. We put it out there on all of our social media stuff. So those are the games. They're scheduled in August, September, October. So the 2026 high school football slate in South Dakota is going to include Sioux Falls high schools playing Omaha, and I just went through the schedule there. So then they'll flip locations next year. So this coming season, you can see the schedule, and then wherever the game's at, they're going to flip. So like Brandon Valley's going to have a home game against Bellevue West. Okay, it's a home-and-home thing. So if they go to Omaha this year, then the Sioux Falls Metro schools will get the schools from Omaha to come to South Dakota next year. Now, this is catching attention because everybody's like, man, we haven't seen something like this in a long time. We've been stuck on this South Dakota-only schedule, and you got to play AAA games, and then there's some AA crossover games. And so everybody's like, this is a big deal if Sioux Falls Metro gets to play some Omaha Metro schools. That's a big deal. Now, I think it is, but it opens up an idea for me. It opens up something I think that has to go back to the schools. The ADs at South Dakota high schools have to think about this now. If Sioux Falls Metro and the Nebraska Activities Association and the South Dakota Activities Association can partner up, they can get together and work on something like this to make this happen. Why can't something like just allowing the schools across the state in 11-man football to schedule their own games, why can't they make something like that happen? So I'm okay with Sioux Falls Metro playing Omaha. I think people are going to like that. They're like, hey, some of the big schools in Omaha, let's test our mettle. Let's see how it goes. Maybe that takes out some of these other games in South Dakota that have been blowouts for some of the Sioux Falls programs. That's fine. The Activities Association did a good job with this, and it had to come together somehow. Nebraska had to have some input. Sioux Falls Metro Schools and the Activities Association had to have some input, and so they got it done, a home and home for this year and next year. My point is, we only have football in this state scheduled through the state. So something like this, if Sioux Falls Metro can do it, play out of state, play some good competition, they are going to enjoy this. Why can't we take this across the board and maybe take it even out to the Black Hills? What about the scenario of some of the teams from the west side of the state? Maybe they want to play some teams from another state. Maybe you want to see a Rapid City Gillette type thing. They used to do that back in the day. Maybe that's something that would happen if you had a little more leniency, had some opportunities instead of just scheduling every single game through the state. Then you'd have the argument, hey, maybe we could play some of these. I just got a listener response that said, what about like Hot Springs down to the south part, southwest? Hot Springs wants to play, let's say they want to play Chadron, Nebraska. Let's say Rapid City wants to play Scotts Bluff, Nebraska. They do it in basketball. So Rapid City schools, they play Scotts Bluff in basketball because they schedule their own games. In football, they can't do it because it's always been a rule and the state schedules the games, and that's the end of the story. And I understand how this how far you have to go on this. This has to change the amendment. So you got to change the process in South Dakota. But why do we have basketball games scheduled and soccer games scheduled and volleyball games scheduled? We have the school ADs schedule their games because I think it makes sense to the ADs like, hey, but let's get this game, let's get that game. And they could do the same thing in football. So I'm going to make that announcement tonight. I'm going to push for that. This is showing me it is possible to have some wiggle room where you could allow Sioux Falls Metro to play Omaha here. Why not allow some other schools across the state to play other teams as well? And you know what this would solve? The big argument I keep making on this show with football in South Dakota, you know what it would solve? You wouldn't have everybody whining when Stevens and Douglas and teams like that get blasted because they got to take an East River trip 3 times a year. Okay? You wouldn't have everybody upset about that, and it would solve. Maybe they could schedule some more competitive games. That would solve that competitive balance issue. And then you wouldn't have to be worried about, should they be in this class or that class? And I'm serious about that. We're going through this process of, hey, Douglas can't even win games. They aren't even competitive, and they have to go to Yankton. They got to go to Pierre. They got to go to Watertown. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Why can't Douglas play a Chadron, Nebraska? Why not? I don't know how that would play out, but nonetheless, let's get it started to where you can take this now. Omaha's going to play Sioux Falls. Why not allow some of the other teams in South Dakota to schedule their own football games? And can you guys give me an argument against that? What's the argument against it? It used to just be that, well, there were school ADs that they didn't want to do this because they couldn't find games. How can you find 20 basketball games? How can the ADs find 20 basketball games, but they can't find 7, 8 football games? So, I mean, you tell me that. How can they find 20 volleyball games, but they can't find 8 football games? I'm not buying that. We just hit our head against the wall. We say, nah, the schools wanted this years ago. They wanted the state to take control of the scheduling of football because we couldn't find games. That's part of the deal. You find games. And it solves so many problems where maybe Stevens could put together a better schedule so then they could win a couple of games, and then we wouldn't have to argue about who should be in this class and that class, and Stevens has to go to Sioux Falls 3 times a year. So tell me the argument against it. I don't know what it is. So I would like the schools to schedule their football games. I think it's a good thing that Sioux Falls gets to play Omaha. That's great. Keep those games on the schedule. Let's go from there. Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate?
Yes.
This is Dawn over in Sioux Falls. What you're talking about with that cross-regional high school football activity?
Yes.
They used to, I came from. I'm from originally from the Black Hills around the Hill City area.
Okay.
Hill City used to do that, and so did Rapid City with some of the Wyoming schools. But I think they got away from that in the 1980s. What you are describing reminds me of what we did back in the late 70s.
Okay.
In the 1970s.
Yes,
what you're describing now reminds me of that.
Okay.
It has been done, but I don't know if it's being done now.
Yeah, it's not being done now, and I think it could be done now is my point, Don. So thanks for...
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
I said, what you're describing reminds me of what happened out in the Black Hills, like in the Hill City, the Western Conference.
Okay.
What Hill City's conference is.
Sure.
They used to do that with Wyoming back in the 70s.
All right. Well, I appreciate that.
I remember that when I was in grade school back before 1975. I remember that with some of the schools back then in the early 70s where that was happening. So
very good.
What you were describing reminded me of that. That's why I thought I'd call in.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's right. It has been done in the past. And I don't know why it can't be done. I just had somebody say, I want to have Hot Springs play Shadron. I know Rapid City, why they could play Gillette. Why not? I don't care. Scotts Bluff, it's fine. Lister text coming in, well, hey, Scotts Bluff is Class B. Well, I don't care. I really don't care because we have all sorts of AA basketball games against Class A teams. We just leave it up to the ADs, and we have the seed points that play that out, and you just decide here's how your schedule looks. I'm just telling you, it's something you can look at. Allow the schools to schedule their own games. Would you guys be with that? That's my question of the day, by the way, as we get started tonight on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Would you allow other schools to schedule their own football games in South Dakota? The state schedules the games. They allowed this Omaha Sioux Falls Metro thing to go. So I think this opens up. Let's loosen it up. I know it's a big thing, but the schools schedule their own games for the other sports, but not football. I think this is something to take a look at. What do you say? If Sioux Falls Metro is playing Omaha now, I say why not let other schools schedule their own games? 605-720-1067 on the text line if you want to answer the question of the day. 77% of the audience is saying allow the school athletic directors to schedule the football games. 77% of you on Twitter say allow the school ADs to schedule the football games. 23% of you say still leave it to the Activities Association. Let's see. Lister text, I don't think a majority of member schools don't want to go back to scheduling their own football games. Well, I don't know. Let's throw it out there. Let's have a vote of the schools. I'll lead it. Let's have a vote of the schools. You want to schedule your own football games? Because all I hear about is complaining. I hear complaints all the time about the schedule. So does Randy Soma, believe it or not. Randy's the guy who does the scheduling in Pierre, the Activities Association. It's a big job. That's what I hear. It's a big job. And I know he gets complaints too. Why do we schedule this game and that game? We got to go here. We got to go there. So let's let the schools do it. Listener text, it would be nice to see the Rapid City schools take on Gillette. Maybe Rapid City Central plays a team like Shadron. Okay. Listener text, Douglas should be playing Belle Fourche, Hot Springs, etc. Some of the smaller schools. They used to play Bell until the state took over the schedule. Yeah. Well, I remember that. I remember Douglas playing that Black Hills Conference slate. A lot of the smaller schools in there. Douglas was playing St. Thomas More and everything. I did those games way back in the day. I'm an old man. I am an old man. So that's what I mean by that. And now you got Douglas going to Yankton. That doesn't make sense, guys. Douglas goes to Yankton, and they could play right in the Black Hills against somebody else. I don't care if it's Hot Springs, if it's STM. You think STM is worried about playing Douglas? No. They'd play him. I just think we got to loosen up this scheduling priority here. So You tell me, 605-720-1067. The audience says, let the school AD schedule football games. That's what the audience says tonight. Will that ever go down that road? It's a big change. You'd have to take it through the Activities Association. I'm going to keep on this because Sioux Falls Metro schools get to play Omaha now. It's a big change. You know what happens there? I wonder why that happened. I'm just thinking out loud on the show. I wonder if any AA teams get to skip Sioux Falls now. That'll be interesting to see, won't it? Is Watertown going to have to play Sioux Falls now at a crossover? How about Aberdeen? How about Pierre? Did the Omaha Metro teams take the spot of Pierre on a Sioux Falls schedule? Something to think about. I'm eager to see. Jake Sorensen, we were going to get him. Talking Huskers. We'll see. I think I want to stay in South Dakota. Let's go to Craig Mattick, our friend, up next. He's in early tonight. Craig Mattick, SDPB Sports. He's been around South Dakota sports a long time. What does he think about scheduling football games from the AD coming up?
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Does your home have a crawl space? When cold weather arrives, that can mean cold floors, frozen pipes, and higher energy bills. Protect your family and keep the cold air out this winter with expert crawl space sealing by Blackburn Basement Systems. Sealing keeps your crawl space clean, protects pipes, and insulates your home so floors are warmer and energy bills are lower. A sealed crawl space means a nicer home. Don't wait. Call Blackburn Basement Systems today.
Race to savings at Menards and start updating your home today. We offer an excellent in-stock selection of home appliances that are ready to take home today, including Criterion refrigerators, freezers, dishwashers, and laundry appliances. They're built to help make your life simple. No matter how busy life gets, Criterion appliances are ready when you are. Plus, view our weekly flyer on Menards.com and race to savings on Criterion appliances.
Save big money at Menards.
If you're on your feet all day, your shoes matter. At Trav's Outfitter, we carry work boots built for long days, tough jobs, and real conditions. From trusted brands like Ariat, Timberland Pro, and Brunt, you'll find comfort, durability, and support that you can count on. Whether you're on concrete, mud, or steel, the right boots make all the difference. Get fitted, get working. Visit us in the old Kmart building. Trav's Outfitter, best selection, best service, no BS.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Overcast skies this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 50. Easterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly clear tonight, lows around 29. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, highs around 55. Temperatures well above average Friday and Saturday with highs in the upper 50s. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 47 degrees.
Buying a pre-owned vehicle is a big decision, and where you buy it matters. That's why at Spearfish Motors, we don't shop car auctions. We keep it local. Our pre-owned vehicles come from trades with people right here in our communities, so you know what you're driving and where it came from. That's locally sourced, the Spearfish way. See us today at Spearfish GMC Cadillac, or shop a great selection of clean and inspected local trades at SpearfishMotors.com.
Take relaxation to the next level with your very own hot tub from Tin Lizzy Gaming Resort. We've teamed up with Rapid Spa to give away a brand new hot tub package worth over $23,000. All month long, earn free daily entries just by using your Clubhouse card when you play, or sign up for a free Clubhouse card today. Play more, earn more entries. Then be here February 21st and you could be our grand prize winner. Learn more at tinlizzy.com.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show, The Nate Brown
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is live on your Wednesday, South Dakota sports talk show across the state. We're on Fox Sports Rapid City and KWSN Fox Sports Sioux Falls. Matt Vitzthum's coming up. He's the new USD head football coach in his first interview. Wow, big time. Hey, I like it. Who did that? Who scheduled that? We got USD. We're fair and balanced. You know this. Matt Vitzthum's coming up, USD head football coach, talking Yote football. Did you see what Travis Johansson's going to get paid at Rutgers now? Travis Johansson leaving USD to become the defensive coordinator for Rutgers. Did you see what he's going to get paid? I mean, it's unbelievable. We'll get to that. All right. Craig Mattick's on tonight. It's an unpaid appearance on the Nate Brown Show. I mean, he just does it because he's a nice guy. One of the all-time great South Dakota broadcasters, Craig Mattick from SDPB Sports. Craig, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's a freebie for you tonight.
Okay, I'm going to remember this. I appreciate that. Checks in the mail. Let me ask you about something here. So they just announced it today. They made it official. The Activities Association said, we've got the Sioux Falls games against Omaha for football. And it's going to start right away in 2026. It's going to be a home and home. So next 2 years, Brandon Valley, Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson, and Harrisburg are playing Omaha Class A schools. And so the schedule's out, and September, August, October, so people can find that. But this brought up an interesting thing for me. If we can have Sioux Falls Metro teams kind of do a new scheduling thing here, why can't we do some new scheduling and have the schools schedule their football games? Why don't we just get this going here across the state?
Well, it's one of those where the Activities Association would have to give up that job, because the Activities Association does make up all of the schedules. If there's a logical reason for it, if there's schools that get together and say, hey, let's do this, I think they would listen. So it would be interesting to see exactly maybe, what are you looking for? Are you looking mainly to do not travel across the state at all and stay West River? I mean, what kind of thing?
Well, here's an idea. I got an idea. Douglas Patriots. They used to play Belfouche. They used to play Hot Springs. Now they got to go to Yankton. They got to go to Watertown. I mean, that doesn't make sense for their competitiveness or their budget.
I agree.
Stuff like that.
I totally agree with you on that. I totally agree with you. Hey, the 9-mans, they're trying, they'll play out of division, out of class, and so they can play someone close. So I would think that would be something that would be logical. As far as the Sioux Falls schools playing Omaha in football, the happiest people are the ESD schools. They're the happiest, so they don't have to play the Sioux Falls schools here for a while.
Oh, I just pointed that out. I don't know who's going to get replaced on this, but are you telling me that like some of the Omaha schools filled the spot of like Aberdeen, Pierre, Watertown? Mm-hmm. Did they fill that spot?
Well, there's a good chance.
Oh, okay.
We'll see how it goes. Okay. I think it's great. It's too bad that Sioux Falls, at least for Sioux Falls, I mean, they couldn't use more Sioux City and Fargo, but those just aren't working out. And, maybe the Omaha thing will work for a little bit, but still, you're talking, 2.5 hour trip, and that's nothing really. It's a piece of cake. I'm anxious to see what that competition is like.
All right, it'll be interesting. So Sioux Falls Metro, Brandon Valley, Harrisburg, they're going to be playing Omaha Class A schools. No Millard South. That's the massive powerhouse. They're left off the schedule, so we won't be seeing that. But interesting, that'll be starting up this next season. Here's what I want to know. Is there athletic directors in this state? I know they complain about some of the football schedules. They do. They could, budget-wise, bus trips, non-competitive, and some of these games, like, why do we have this game? So there's some complaints about the scheduling process, but do the ADs want to take it over? Do they want to be in charge of finding 8 games?
That's a great question. I mean, they come up with all the other schedules for all their other sports. So what's 8 more games or 9? depending who you are. I would think the ADs would like to have some of that off their schedule. I mean, the AD position is one of the toughest jobs in the state for all the stuff that they go through and planning and nights that they're busy. It's a tough job. But it seems to me if the ADs wanted some changes when it comes to scheduling, they're the rank and file. I mean, they're the ones that basically tell the association what to do, and they should be able to say, hey, we would like a home and home or whatever with Belle Fourche or with Hot Springs or whatever. So it will be interesting to see, but it would seem to me if enough ADs are complaining or asking for some sort of a change, they have at least the opportunity to do that.
All right, we'll see. I would push for that. Football's the only sport that's scheduled like that through the state. I've got some ADs that have sent in texts tonight that have said, hey, I think this would be a good thing to do. And then there's other people that said, I don't know if this would be a good thing. So they used to schedule their own games back in the day, and you'd see West River teams play Chadron. You'd see them play Gillette, some of the teams from Wyoming. So the Sioux Falls thing, I wonder if it'll open that up. They're going to play Omaha. Craig Mattick's on tonight from SDPB Sports. What do you think of North Dakota State and the big announcement going from the FCS to the FBS? Going to cost them $17.5 million off the top. What do you think of the NDSU Bison out the door?
Well, I know they're disappointed. They are really, really disappointed because they were hoping to go to the Big Ten rather than the Mountain West.
Oh, come on.
That has been going on for years and years. I heard it all the time from North Dakota State fans that they should be moving eastward rather than westward over the years. Of course, they put their nose up on their partners up there in Grand Forks, and they do the same thing here in South Dakota.
Oh.
They certainly have their own culture. I mean, they've proven it. They've proven it. But apparently they don't want to win championships anymore because it's not going to happen. Move it. Are you telling me that they're going to be in the football championships?
Well, I'm telling you, they're joining the big boys, though. They're playing with the big boys now.
Well, I'm telling you, there's the chances of a national championship are done. It's gone. It's not going to happen.
Okay, how many wins can North Dakota State get in the new Mountain West, Craig Mattick? I asked my audience this. Are they going to have a winning season in the Mountain West? They're going to play 8 games. They're going to play like Air Force, UNLV, Wyoming, New Mexico, Jason X down there. Can North Dakota State go in and have a winning record right away?
Wow, I would doubt it because of all of the changes with NIL and the rosters, because they're gonna need a little bit more better talent than what they already have. And can they get it? Can you get the folks to go to Fargo? Might, but that's a great question. They're certainly not going to be near. I certainly don't expect them to be near the top of that conference anytime soon.
Okay, I want you to weigh in on the South Dakota controversy of all time this week. Is there a media bias covering South Dakota State over USD? This is the ultimate question this week.
Now, when you say bias, do you mean that they have more stories from SDSU?
Well,
they are more positive stories against SDSU, and there are more negative stories or no stories whatsoever at USD.
Yeah, I mean, more coverage kind of equals a bias, and more favorable coverage. I don't think there's negative stories about USD, but I do think it's a fact. I said it. It's okay. I used to cover some winning basketball teams way more than losing basketball teams. For example, when I started in high school sports, I picked the games to cover. That was media bias. And I think SDSU gets more favorable coverage.
Well, I think they probably get some more coverage because they're winning more. There are more bigger stories going on. I mean, hey, the old days when the Sioux Falls Argus-Leader had Mick Gary, the beat writer, excuse me, for USD, and they would have Terry Vanderveck or Matt Zimmer for SDSU, and then you'd get pretty good stories. But those days are pretty much gone. you don't have beat writers anymore, and so you have one writer maybe covering the Missouri Valley Football Conference. And if USD wins a little bit more, that they're going to get more coverage.
Okay. I wanted you to sound off on that. Do you think USD has an opening with NDSU going to the FBS? Is this good for USD to take that spot and be the rival of the Jacks?
It would be the logical step. What has to happen is that the Coyotes have to do what they have done recently, and that's beat the Jacks. Beat them maybe 3, 4, 5 times in a row, then you get a little rivalry going. But if SDSU consistently does the job that they've done in the past, not recently, then it may not be a rivalry, especially according to the folks in Brookings.
Yeah, I know. I've seen Jackrabbit fans say, USD's not our rival. Well, USD's hit you a couple of times here. They've hit you a couple of times. So we'll see. Matt Vitzthum's coming up tonight. He's the new USD head football coach. He'll join us live on the Nate Brown Show tonight. First, it was Craig Mattick, SDPB Sports. His podcast is In Play. Hey, Craig, I have a request on my show. They told me, hey, you should get Adam Vinatieri on your show. Well, I'm going to tell you, you get him on In Play. Good luck.
All right. I tell you what, the two hardest people to get a hold of who have said no are Adam Vinatieri and Becky Hammond. Both have said no. No, they're not interested. In fact, Adam Vinatieri's sister is running for mayor of Sioux Falls.
Oh. Well,
and I asked Christine about a year ago. I said, "Hey, give me a little help here. Put a good word in for me." And she goes, "Good luck."
All right. I'll try and help you next time. Okay, we'll work together on this. Good
help
stuff.
me with the Hall of Famer. That would be awesome.
Okay, I'll do my best. In Place, the podcast.
I've tried.
Yes, I know. It's a quest. It's like NDSU getting to the FBS. Eventually it will happen, Craig. So keep it up. Appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, Nate. See ya.
See ya. In Play is the podcast from Craig Mattick. Download it where you find your podcasts on SDPB Sports. Well, that was wild. That was good stuff right there. Craig, thanks for coming in unfiltered tonight. All right, let's stay in Sioux Falls and go to one of the guys that's going to play Omaha. I want to get his read here. He's the head football coach, Sioux Falls Jefferson. Eric Struck. They're going to play Omaha this coming football season, and we'll talk to him about football scheduling and everything in between. Eric Struck, the head coach at Sioux Falls Jefferson, on the way.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds to share. To stand together. Life's great moment.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call call a place. It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside. You don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on, and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
Brown Show.
Hey, welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. KWSN Sioux Falls. Glad you're here. Fox Sports Rapid City. Appreciate you guys making us part of your day. Wednesday edition of the program. Packed tonight. Just Dr. Craig Mattick, SDPB Sports, longtime Sioux Falls broadcaster. Coming up, Matt Vitzthum's on live tonight. USD head football coach. We'll talk Yote football. New head man just took over for Travis Johansson, who goes to Rutgers as the DC. Out to the Twin Cities tonight. Thor Nystrom's in, talking Vikings and more. SKOR North. Thor Nystrom on tap. The Nate Brown Show, powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union. My family's banking partner. It's been that way for a while. It's the right choice. I encourage you to become a member. Take advantage of all the benefits at BHFCU. Start at BHFCU.com. Great rates. Whether you're looking at personal, business, vehicle loans, whatever it is, really, really good. BHFCU.com. Let them go to work for you. Get a good banking partner. 18 locations from the Black Hills to Sioux Falls. Become a member at BHFCU.com. All right. I've been talking about this to start the show. Sioux Falls Metro going to get a new opportunity to play Omaha when it comes to high school football this next season. So I thought, hey, we better get a coach on that's going to be playing in one of these games. And Sioux Falls Jefferson will be doing that. Jefferson's going to be at home Friday, October 2nd against Omaha Westview. The head coach for Jefferson is Eric Struck. He's live tonight, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Coach, good to have you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Nate. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate it. I want to get your read on this. So things come together, and, you got to kind of look at, hey, how's this all going to work for the program? What did you think when this was starting to be thrown around that maybe Jefferson could be in the mix here to play Omaha?
Really excited. We always have all the Sioux Falls head football coaches, athletic directors, and then Casey Miley always have a meeting at the end of the season to just recap the season or whatever, and this was kind of brought up to all of us, and we were all on board. We were all really excited about it. We're all really looking forward to it.
Does it give you, I don't know, I guess it gives you a competitive game is what you're hoping, a competitive, see where you stack up. I don't know, it's not going to do much for your South Dakota I don't know, seed points if people even care about that, but does it give you another competitive game that maybe were missing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as seed points, playing the AA schools, it didn't affect that at all, so it's kind of the same deal there. I know, Nebraska high school football is really well respected. There's a lot of really good schools, especially in the Omaha area. So, not necessarily looking for an easy win. We're looking for a chance to, maybe have our kids be able to showcase their skills against a really well-respected opponent and just, maybe get the Sioux Falls Metro name out there a little bit more.
Did you know how this came together on the Omaha side? You guys are playing Omaha Westview, so some of these schools were chosen. They're Class A schools there. That's their highest. How did it come together on the Omaha side?
Sure. I don't know all the specific details. From my understanding, there's a couple of schools in Omaha, Millard South and Omaha West Side, that are really, really, really good. And they were looking to expand their schedule and try to get into Missouri and places like that and play some more, national teams or whatever. So that created some holes in the Omaha school schedules. And then, with John Krogstad being an Omaha former South Dakota Activities member, that relationship, I think, just made it the communication piece pretty straightforward and pretty easy with the high school ADs and the AAA level, and the fact that we were both up for a new schedule for the 26th season just kind of made everything fall in place, I think.
Okay, that's interesting. We hear a lot about Millard South, for example, that one of the dominating, it's like a national program down in Omaha. They're not a part of this, but Omaha Westview is. Do you have any idea if people give a layout of like, okay, what's Omaha Westview? What's Omaha high school football like?
They're pretty similar to Jefferson. I think the way the matchups all shook out is they're trying to find, similar type of schools to play one another as far as enrollment and things like that. And Westview's a newer school, about the same time frame as Jefferson. They went 6-4 last year. Unfortunately, they had to match up with Millard South in the first round of the playoffs, but they're a pretty solid program. Above 500, I think, the last 3 or 4 years. They look like they've got some pretty talented kids, and they look like they're coached really well.
Does this raise the level? Let's say Sioux Falls Jefferson, you guys host them in October. Does this kind of raise the level of what people think about South Dakota football players?
I would hope so. I think, I'm biased just being in the Metro for a long time. I feel like the football in this area is really, really good. You just have to look at the kids that have gone on to South Dakota State, USD, Division I. I mean, there's 2 kids from the metro area that graduated in December and at Big Ten schools right now. So I think it's pretty good, and I think this just gives us an opportunity to showcase that a little bit more and just maybe prove what we all think is true.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You think the kids are excited? Have you heard from any players? You think this is kind of a new juice thing for them?
Oh, for sure. There've been I guess whispers of it. They've heard some things or whatever, so they've been asking. So it wasn't like a complete shock to them, but yeah, there's definitely a little bit pep in their step. Some of the kids that are moving on after this year were a little disappointed because they really wanted an opportunity like that. So yeah, I think the kids are really excited about it.
Omaha Westview is the matchup for Sioux Falls Jefferson in this new announcement, with Sioux Falls Metro schools taking on Omaha starting this football season in 2026. The head coach at Jefferson's Eric Struck. He joins us live on the Nate Brown Show. So this opened up a question I have, Coach. I talk a lot about the West River teams, and you guys play Stevens and Central, and it really hasn't been competitive. And so I think about, I wonder if West River teams want some different games as well. They used to play Wyoming like Gillette and go west. Do you think that could be looked at?
I think so. I think, part of the whole aspect of this is like that AAA, AA schedule, and not all the AA schools getting to have to play all the AAA schools, so there was kind of unbalance. So now I think this frees up, like if you're Rapid City, it's one less game, hopefully, that you have to travel, and you can maybe schedule a closer opponent, maybe a peer, Spearfish, whatever it may be. Maybe if there's somebody across the border that wants to play and it's less than 5.5 hours away, it frees up that opportunity, which I think, in the long run would be really beneficial for them.
It'll be interesting. It happened years and years ago. Teams used to schedule their own games and have some of these Nebraska/Wyoming games for the western side of the state. You think there's an appetite for schools scheduling football games? Where do we stand on that?
I mean, just my personal bias, yeah, I think so. I think, when we separated the classes a little bit here, and the classes are so much smaller, that you're just playing the same teams over and over again. There's not a lot of variety. I'm, old enough to remember the AA playoffs, and your, first or second round opponent you hadn't played at all, and that was your first opportunity, and there was that, bit of excitement, bit of newness to it, and I think that's gone away with, only 9 in the AAA, and I think 11 or 12 in AA. So I think this adds a little bit more mystery and a little bit more excitement, and I think people, that's what they want.
How about the I also see stories about school budgets. I do point that out, Coach. I'm like, man, West River schools have to travel a ton, for example. This isn't cheap anymore.
No, when you talk about, a bus, the substitute teachers that you need to cover the coaches that are gone, you have to feed the kids. On and on and on, and do that, 4 or 5 times. It stretches things pretty good, and obviously prices never go down. So those things just keep getting more and more expensive, and it does put a strain on things.
Yeah, school budgets across the state really, really tight as it is. Could we have schools schedule some football games? As of now, the state has that. We'll see where this goes. Eric Struck on tonight, Sioux Falls Jefferson head coach. What are you looking forward to, Coach, this next season? You got the Omaha game, but how's your program shaping up?
Really good. We've got really, really hungry kids. We lost graduating a big senior class that had been really contributing for 2 or 3 years at a lot of spots. So there's a lot of competition out there for the kids that we got coming back, and they've been really working hard in the weight room, to get that opportunity to showcase, that they're ready to play. So yeah, we're ready to, unleash some young kids that have been waiting for their chance and are pretty hungry.
Sioux Falls Jefferson, part of the Omaha series. They're going to play Omaha Westview. It'll be at Jefferson October 2nd. Big announcement today from the Activities Association. Head coach for Sioux Falls Jefferson, Eric Struck. Coach, good to have you, man. I appreciate you hopping in. Thanks a lot.
You bet. Thanks for having me. Take care.
I appreciate it. Eric Struck on tonight. He's the head coach there at Sioux Falls Jefferson. They're part of this Omaha series that was just announced. They're going to play Omaha Westview. That'll be October 2nd. Then you had Brandon Valley in there, Harrisburg, Sioux Falls, Washington. And so you're going to have some interesting matchups. And it's funny how this came together where Omaha was looking to get some games too, because Millard South, for example, was like, well, we're so good. We have like national recognition. We want to play some huge programs. Like they want to play some like national games. These national high school programs. I went to one back in the day in Las Vegas. Bishop Gorman. That's a national program, and I went to watch one of their games when I was in Las Vegas. Yes, I went to Vegas, and I watched a high school football game. That's just me, okay? And it was wild. It was wild, just the level. That's kind of like Millard South. They're like, maybe we should play somebody else too. So this opened up an opportunity. Interesting stuff. Looking forward to seeing how that goes. Then they'll provide some new edge there a little bit, some new juice, some different games. Eric Struck on tonight from Jefferson. Count him as like, he said selfishly, I would like to schedule games. I think we'd be able to schedule some different games. So what do you guys think? That's my question of the day. Well, I just lost myself. I don't know what happened. I guess we'll take a timeout.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Mom, can we please go to Watiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Watiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Watiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WatikiWaterpark.com.
Since 1928, Connect Home Center has been proud to serve Rapid City and Spearfish with quality products and customer service that you can trust. In 2000, Connect joined the Meade Lumber family, and now they're taking the next step into their journey. Connect Home Center is becoming Meade Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name from design to finish. Meade Lumber is here for you, as they've always been. MeadeLumber.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly clear tonight with a low of 29. Northwest winds around 5 miles per hour. High temperatures reach up to 55. Tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. Clear skies tomorrow night, lows of a low of around 30. Dry with temps well above average Friday and Saturday, and highs in the upper 50s. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 46.
If you're in the market for a vehicle right now, you probably have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, SummitAutoGRP.com.
At Highmark Credit Union, we believe banking should feel personal. That's why when you walk into our lobbies, you'll be greeted by real tellers and friendly staff, ready to help with your questions, big or small. And yes, we've got the latest technology too, for when you want quick and convenient service. The best part? You get to choose. Highmark Credit Union. Personal service backed by modern technology. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
At Dakota Discount RV, we're in it for the long haul, just like you. Whether it's cross-country adventures, weekends by the lake, or family time under the stars, we're here to keep you rolling for years to come. While others are packing up, we're doubling down with dependable service, great prices, and the biggest selection in the region. Your journey doesn't stop here, and neither do we. Here tomorrow, here for every mile ahead. Visit us in Rapid City or Somerset or online at DakotaDiscountRV.com.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Hey, welcome back in the Nate Brown Show live tonight. Fox Sports Radio, glad you're here. KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, welcome in. Fox Sports Rapid City, glad you're a part of the program. Coming up live, Matt Vitzthum, USD head football coach, just took over for the Yotes. What's his story and where's he going to take this program? It's been on the rise, winning, getting deep into the playoffs now. Matt Vitzthum's the new head man. He was coaching wide receivers and quarterbacks, and now he takes over for Travis Johansson. He's live, coming up from Vermilion. 605-720-1067 is the Barron's Wilson text line for the Nate Brown Show. And our question of the day, do you think South Dakota high school ADs should schedule their own football games? They schedule their own other sports, but football's not that way. And with Sioux Falls Metro now getting these new games against Omaha, I think you can have that discussion like, that makes sense for them. What about scheduling other games for other programs that make sense for their travel, their budget, their competitiveness? So it all comes together, and I think you could open that up. I'm getting some back and forth here if you think it should happen or not. I don't know any great argument against it. I don't know any great argument against why the state has to control football scheduling. I know the school said, hey, we're just going to take this off our plate because I couldn't find games, and there's some communities that didn't want to do this, and so let's have the state do it. I think it was just like pushed on to the state. It's like, let's just do that. I'm now seeing school budgets and competitiveness and the whole thing, natural rivalries in the region going away. I saw that going away since we have all these classes, and everybody has to play this class and that class, and you got teams right in your backyard you don't even play. So it's got to change sometime. So that's what I would ask you is, should the South Dakota ADs schedule their own football games? Question of the day, if you want a free buffet to the Pizza Ranch, Answer our question of the day. We'll set you up. Location in Brandon and East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Free buffet. A buffet a day from the Nate Brown Show. It's a beauty. Listener text. Let's go to some of these. Listener text from a former AD. I believe this should be handled by the schools. Teams that are close to each other, we would play back in the day. Scheduling locally would help a ton for AA and AAA schools right now. The classification doesn't matter for out-of-state schools. You just look at it and see if it's similar for the PowerPoints. Lister text, we do this for other sports that schedule out-of-state already. We do the same when we look at schools for the L&I and other tournaments. Okay, so there's an endorsement. Listener text coming in from a current football official. A football official. You will need to ask the average AD, do they want to schedule 8 football games? Giving the AD input on which games to schedule, maybe that's enough. Well, I would tell you it's not enough for some ADs I've talked to. Like they get input and they tell the state, well, how about this, how about that? There's a lot of ADs I've talked to. They don't have enough input, and the state has to be like, well, sorry, we got to schedule this many games. So you got to play this many in your class and stuff like that. So I think the ADs that I've talked to would like to schedule their own games. I just talked to Eric Struck. He's the head football coach at Jefferson. He said he'd like to schedule the games. So you tell me what you think if ADs should be able to schedule their own games. What's your answer to the question of the day? Let's look at some of these answers that are coming in. Now that Sioux Falls metro areas get to play Omaha, should other schools get to schedule their own football games? 76% of you on Twitter say yes, give the schools the chance to schedule their own games. Football, 24% say leave it to the Activities Association. Okay, we got 2 big things here in South Dakota. One, an update from Pierre. This is a South Dakota sports betting thing that just got voted on today. So you've seen this, and you've hopefully heard it on this show. I had Casey Crabtree on. He's the senator from Madison. He has a Senate joint resolution trying to get mobile sports wagering online, at least to the voters, to decide in November. That resolution got discussed today in Pierre. What was the discussion about, and where does it go? Mobile sports wagering. I'll discuss it on the way, and it is a Wednesday with 5 questions from Chris. You bet. It's all coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to acclaim replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit rbarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside. You don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on, and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
And figure out what's actually causing that, because so many things can cause the different types of back pain.
Okay, so what's interesting about it, you could have pain in the back, but then there's also a problem with your back, and now that turns into sciatica.
Yeah, sciatica, it tends to come down through the buttock into the leg, and back pain generally just stays right within the back. You might have something traveling, numbness and tingling, pain shooting down past the knee even, all the way to the foot. We definitely want to get that taken care of sooner than later.
Back pain relief, sciatica relief. Get started at ElevatePerformanceSD.com.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Welcome back in. Second hour of the Nate Brown Show is on tonight. KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, Fox Sports Rapid City, your home for South Dakota Sports Talk Show. It's always a great day in South Dakota. Hope you're having a solid one. Thanks for making us part of it. On the drive home, Matt Vitzthum's coming up, USD head football coach. In his first interview, we've got him tonight. Appreciate him hopping on live from Vermilion. Head coach of the Yotes on tap. Matt Vitzthum is in. Thor Nystrom's in as well later this hour, talking Vikings and what do they do at quarterback. Seriously, what do they do at QB? It's all cute and fun and games until you got to figure it out. Thor Nystrom's on SKOR North, live from the Twin Cities. The Nate Brown Show official outfitter is Trav's Outfitter, and that's your headquarters for the best work boots and Western boots. That's the place. They got a lot of stuff, but it's really, when you're working for a living, man, you're on your feet all day, fit matters. They want you to get the right boot, okay? When it comes to work boots and Western boots, it's Trav's Outfitter. Take a look online, TravsOutfitter.com, and then stop at the new store, Campbell Street in Rapid City. Staff knows work boots and Western boots. It's what they do. You don't leave wondering if you made the wrong choice. They'll get you set, okay? Trav's Outfitter, experts in work and Western footwear, family-owned South Dakota independent retailer, and proud of it. Best selection, best service, no BS. Trav's Outfitter, Campbell Street, Rapid City, new store, and TravsOutfitter.com. Okay, update from Pierre. So Senate Joint Resolution 504 was discussed today on the Senate floor. What is Senate Joint Resolution 504? Why is it on the Nate Brown Show? That's mobile sports wagering. And so the layout of this is they're trying to get this through Pierre. I had Casey Crabtree on, senator from Madison, and he said this is about freedom. This is about property tax relief. They put it in here. If this goes through, 90% of the new revenue generated from this would go to property tax relief. So they're talking about that side of it. And really, from my standpoint, it's the mobile sports wagering side, still regulated through licensed Deadwood casinos. So, for example, on my phone right now, you can have the BetMGM Sports app. That's my headquarters, BetMGM Sportsbook at Tin Lizzie Cadillac Jackson, Deadwood. Just went there for Super Bowl Sunday. Had a great time. You would be able to mobile sports wager on your phone, and it wouldn't just be in Deadwood. It would be statewide. That's the big kicker. And so they got it out of committee, passed out of committee, and now it went to the Senate floor for a vote today. It passed on the Senate floor today. So proposing to the voters next general election, that would be November, mobile sports wagering passed the Senate floor 23-10. 23 yes, 10 no. And so now it goes to the House. So it's not a done deal, but I'm just informing you all, you guys that bet sports and know sports, this is going to the House floor now. That would be one of the last stops, one step closer to then going to the general election ballot and what South Dakota voters have to say. And I've always been clean on this, meaning we have sports betting partnerships. Yes, that's what happens. That's what's going on, right? I mean, it's clear. And you see it everywhere, radio, TV, it's everywhere. I just want the voters. I always believe in a lot of things, whatever issues they are. I like the voters deciding, do you not? So this has been tried in Pierre before, and it's been killed. They said, no, we don't even want to send it to the ballot. Don't even want to do that. Maybe it'll die in the House. I don't know. But it got through the Senate 23-10. 23-10 today. So mobile sports wagering statewide, regulated through Deadwood licensed casinos, is going to the House floor. That is the next stop, okay? That is the next stop. And if it gets through the House, you can expect it to then get on the general election ballot. And that would be for voters to decide in November, do you want mobile sports wagering? And people are going to make their voices known, and that's where things sit. Okay, so big deal out of Pierre today. A lot of people have said, man, I want mobile sports wagering, and you know, you can do it or you don't have to do it and the whole thing, but this would generate revenue, and the whole and other states are doing it, Iowa to the east, Wyoming to the west. So we'll see where this goes. Senate said yes today. House will be voting on it, and it'll get to that floor. So that's where it's going next. All right, here on the Nate Brown Show, here's where we're going.
It's time for 5 questions from Chris on the Nate Brown Show.
Chris is our loyal listener. He's been doing this a long time. I think he said we've been doing this for 4 years. Is that right, Chris? Did I see that right? 4 years of 5 questions from Chris? This is an anniversary? I mean, this is amazing. Okay, 5 questions from Chris. Let's go. Question number 1. Do you think the voters for the Super Bowl MVP made the incorrect decision Sunday, giving it to Kenneth Walker? Some people thought it should have gone to the kicker, Jason Meyer, for 5 field goals, the most ever in a Super Bowl. Chris, where are you trying to put me here? I'm trying to stick up for the kicker. You're trying to put me, this is an impossible position. If you stick up for the kicker, you look like a doofus, right? I mean, the kicker was great. He was outstanding. But no, Chris, no. It was Kenneth Walker. They don't even get into position to kick the field goals without the football player, Kenneth Walker, all right? So I can't do the kicker thing for MVP. I can't do the punter thing. Great job, guys. But the football plays that needed to be made to get the ball in position were done by Kenneth Walker. A huge day on the ground, was an impact player, was the MVP for the Seahawks. So no kickers today, Chris. Question number 2. Between the Seahawks and the Patriots, who do you think will get back to a Super Bowl first? Patriots in a weak division, or the Seahawks? They might be able to get back with their young nucleus. I'm going to go Seahawks on this. I mean, I'm not a Pats guy, and I think the Patriots are going to be okay. I don't think they're going to have the run like they did just now. Easiest schedule in a long, long time. Kind of got lucky against Denver, injured quarterback, the whole thing. So I think the Patriots had the chance this time. I don't see them getting back anytime soon. AFC's going to get good again. Chiefs are coming. Broncos, Chargers, they're all coming. Patriots, not going to get back to the Super Bowl first. Give me the Seahawks. Question number 3. With news that North Dakota State jumping to the Mountain West, we know that you have a special connection with the University of Wyoming. Do you think Wyoming should stay in the Mountain West, or look at going to the Pac-12 and get some of their old rivalries back? No, you're going to stay in the Mountain West. I mean, there's a realignment stuff, but if I'm Wyoming, you would have already been asked to go to that new Pac-12 with Colorado State, right? some of these teams, Fresno State, some of these teams. So Mountain West is okay, Chris. They're in good shape. If I'm Wyoming, I'm not messing around. That's going to be a good spot for Wyoming. Mountain West is fine. You got North Dakota State coming in. That's a big plus, I think. So I'm hanging with the Mountain West. Good basketball conference and a fine football conference. That new Pac-12 thing, good luck. I mean, they're not as cute as they think they are. Question number 4. Lately, NFL owners and GMs have tried to hire an offensive-minded head coach, but now the Super Bowl champ was a defensive-minded coach. If you were a head coach, Nate, or if you were a front office person, what type of head coach would you look at? Really tough, Chris. You can't just pigeonhole this. You can't just say, I'm going offense. I'm going defense. As hard as it is, you got to get the right guy. I still believe most NFL front offices think we got to get the offensive guru. That's the name of the game. The game is benefited towards the offense, towards points, towards yards. You got to get the creative offensive guy. Doesn't mean it's right. I think people want that, and they think they can find the next one. I want to find the next guy that's right. Mike McDonald just came out of nowhere. Ravens D coordinator was really, really good, and then all of a sudden, boom, Super Bowl. So Vrabel's a defensive guy. He was fine, too. So you don't have to do an offensive guy. I'm not looking for either. I'm looking for the right guy. That's what I'm looking for, okay? Question number 5. 5 questions from Chris. As we all know and accept, the NBA All-Star basketball game is not a game anymore. Players don't even put in the effort. But now we're going to have the USA versus the world. It's going to be a round robin. 1 world team and 2 U.S. teams. Would it be a bad image for the NBA if the world team beats the USA team this weekend? Would it be a bad image if the World All-Stars beat the American team? Not really. We're kind of already down that road, Chris, of we're winning the Olympics, but it's tight. I mean, I thought the Olympics last year was outstanding. Summer Olympics, I thought it was outstanding. The basketball, so it was tight, and I think we're at that point. Everybody knows the rest of the world is catching up to us, and I think you're going to see, I don't know how the All-Star game's going to go, if they're going to take it serious now with the world against the USA, maybe a little bit more, but nobody's going to take anything away from that this weekend. It's the NBA All-Star game, and it is just terrible. It is terrible. 5 questions from Chris in the books tonight on a 4-year anniversary. A beauty. Matt Vitzthum is on next. He's the USD head football coach. In his first interview, we'll talk to the head man for the Yotes coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sport.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number 1. So you can always be their number 1. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number 1 hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to acclaimed replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit rvarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
All right, welcome back in across the state. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. You found us, Fox Sports Radio, KWSN Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. The Nate Brown Show. Glad you're here. If you missed any parts of the show, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. Every guest, every segment's right there. Search for us, The Nate Brown Show, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Amazon. You've got us on demand. Talk some high school football tonight. Some changes there in Sioux Falls, playing Omaha schools starting this next season. So catch the Nate Brown Show podcast. We are there on all the platforms. Now let's talk college football. There's a change at USD. They're going to stay in-house, but there's a change. Travis Johansson's going to Rutgers. And so the new head football coach for the Yotes is Matt Vitzthum. He's been coaching wide receivers, quarterbacks. Man, they've opened it up a little bit. Aiden Bauman had some great plays, man. Some highlight reel stuff. Some good wide receivers. He's now the head man for the Yotes, and he's here on the Nate Brown Show tonight. Coach, good to get you on. How are you?
I'm outstanding. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, thanks a lot for the time. Let's talk some football. First, I'll get into this. As you got into this program, you've now went through some changes yourself. It started a couple of years, and then you've had to adjust to some new head coaching. Now you're the head man. So talk about your journey here in this program.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to come here. Had a prior relationship with Coach Nielsen. Had never worked together, but honestly couldn't pass up the opportunity to come work for Coach Nielsen, a legend in this profession. Really wanted to come learn and grow, and obviously I could see from afar what he was building. So wanted to come here, and initially came as the wide receivers coach. I would tell you first and foremost that's not my strength. I played quarterback in college, but was just anxious and eager to get into this program. After obviously one season, Coach left. Also, Coach Davis, the quarterback coach, our OC left. And had the opportunity to move to the quarterback position and become co-offensive coordinator for new coach Johansson. So, yeah, it's been a unique 2 years. A lot of people coming and going, but extremely grateful for this opportunity and to be at this place.
What was Johansson's leadership style as you fit in with him last year?
Yeah, Coach was extremely detail-oriented, very process-oriented person, a defensive-minded head coach. Learned a lot from him. Honestly, not calling plays last year, I had the opportunity to really try to see the game from a head coach's perspective. Him and I had that conversation prior to the season. So really was thinking about things in that perspective. So that was nice. But really, Travis is a football-first guy, man. He is so smart, X's and O's. And like I said, detailed and process-oriented. Is really, really nice to learn from and grow from him.
Matt Vitzthum joins us tonight on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. He's the new head man for USD football. Aiden Bauman had a big year. We expected him to have a good year, but this guy just kept on growing. What did you do with him? How did you take him to the next level of being top guy in the FCS?
Yeah, I think Aiden and I it's just an unbelievable partnership. I have goosebumps right now talking about Aiden. Like, he is just, you want to talk about top-notch human being, you want to talk about top-notch person. He was the face of this university, and I think going into his senior year and, knowing it was his last ride, I think Aiden to start the season really had the weight of the world on his shoulders and just wasn't letting it fly and being himself. And ultimately, after North Dakota State put it on us pretty good, we had a really good 2.5-hour sit-down film session, and more importantly, just a one-on-one human session, and really got to the root of what was going on in that helmet of his. And we just diagnosed it, overthinking things, and ultimately it wasn't me. It was Aiden going out and being Aiden and just playing free and fast. And, from about week 6 on, you really saw the real Aiden Bauman, and I couldn't be more proud of a kid, and I shouldn't say kid, a grown man actually hit that. So it was just awesome to see. I was glad to be a part of his ride as he kind of rode out of here.
Yeah, Aiden Bauman, huge year, and Coyote offense was rolling into the playoffs last season. Matt Vitzthum's on tonight. He's the head coach for the Yotes. He was quarterbacks coach, co-offensive coordinator just this last year, and now takes over as head man. So I look at it and I say, okay, you lose a QB like Bauman. I know first things first, Coach, you got a lot of things on your mind, but that has to be a big one, QB.
Absolutely. We know that. And I think first and foremost, the thing that I tell people right away is the beautiful thing that we've done here is we've built a team and a roster to support whatever quarterback is taking the snap. We don't need that person to go out there and be Superman. We need that person to go out there and be 1/11th of the offense and go do his job. And that's ultimately what we're going to preach, because we've put a really good roster around him, and whoever that may be, we have a lot of good candidates in that room, and we're excited about the future of that room. So, again, there'll be plenty of guys in that competition. It's not a lack of talent. It's just about finding the right guy for what we're trying to do.
Do you think that guy's here already? Do you have to look? And people are transferring around, but that window is kind of closed up too. So is it a lot of guys competing in spring?
Yeah, we really have 3 guys right now that are going to be in the mix to do that job. I'm fully confident in all 3 of those guys. That they have the ability to do what it takes to take us where we want to go. I love competition. I would tell you that's one of my favorite things in this world. I'm the guy that doesn't want to lose at ping pong or video games or golf. And we're certainly going to have an intense quarterback competition as we start spring practice. The talent is there. We just got to find the right guy to kind of take us there.
Matt Vitzthum on. Few more for him. I'll let him run. USD head football coach, get an update on the Yotes program. He takes over for Travis Johansson. I asked about his leadership, but I asked John Schemmel earlier this week. I said, why'd you choose Coach Vitzthum? And he said, well, he's a player's coach. I really like that. So what does that mean? What's your leadership style as head man?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, man, the most important thing, and I do not like where college football is going, but it's going there. But I'm trying not to be that. I'm a relationship-driven person. I still care about these young men. I still care about their experience in college football. I think it's the greatest experience in the world to go through the college football transformation of your body, your mind, and just everything that college football puts you through. So when people talk about players coach, I think what it means to me is just diving in more to the person rather than just the player. And ultimately, I care about every man that's down in that locker room. I try to show that on a day-to-day basis. And I guess that has came through as guys calling me a player's coach. I'll gladly take that on, but ultimately I'm a relationship person, and I will stand on relationships for as long as I'm doing this.
Okay, so players do transfer out. You've seen that at USD last couple of years. Some major players, major guys, defense, offense. The transfer portal window has been closing. NCAA said, well, we're going to do this one-time thing here. Does that help programs like yours so it's not a revolving door?
Absolutely. It does. It does. And I have this stance on the transfer portal, especially in our 2 years since we've lost some tremendous players here. You know, ultimately you can complain about it. You can gripe about it, and you can try to go on every radio show and everything and tell everybody how bad it is, but it's the world we're in. And it's the ultimate compliment in the world that the men in this building have had those opportunities. We're going to fight, scratch, and claw at the University of South Dakota to keep those men here. But if they decide to move on, it's because, you know, ultimately people above us have said they're good enough, and all of those things. There will not be bad blood. We're going to, like I said, fight, scratch, and claw to keep them here, but there won't be complaints in our building. That's not what we stand for. We're going to coach, and we're going to develop the men that want to be here, and ultimately we've proven after 2 years, if you want to be here and you'll put your head down and work, we're going to produce results on the field.
What's your first reaction to North Dakota State going to the FBS?
Yeah, I'll be truthful with you. Right away, I'm hurt. I want to play him again. The last time I play him, I have a pretty poor taste in my mouth. They put it on us pretty good in the Fargo Dome. You know, in my career, you know, I'm 1-1 against North Dakota State. I love good competition. I told you that earlier. So there's some disappointment there, just because I love playing the best, and I believe they're one of the best in the country. But again, I'll tell you this: like, it's over with. They made their decision. Whoever they put on the schedule, the Yotes are going to prepare for and be ready for.
Okay, I ask you your leadership style. Are you going to be calling plays now? You want to call plays and be the head coach?
I will not. I think we have two really good coordinators here right now that I believe in. I want to step back, and I do want to just, you know, be the ultimate head coach and be there for our players, be there for our coaches, be there for our support staff. And I think the best way to do that is to not be too heavily involved on offense or defense. I obviously have a little extra on the offensive side of the ball, being I've spent over 20 years there, but I'm going to step back and let our coordinators do what they do because I believe in them.
Okay, you're going to go on a tour of South Dakota, basically, with Yote fans and alumni. You're coming to Rapid City later this month. And what's your message? What are you trying to spread around to the Yotes for the football donors and boosters?
I think keep believing in the Yotes. I think if anything, the last 2 years I've taught you with two new head coaches, what the transfer portal has done is that this place isn't about one person. This place has been built with a group of people inside and outside of this building, and ultimately this train is going to keep moving. I've been here for two of the best years that this program's had in history. The plan is to continue that. There's no drastic changes coming. The culture has been put in place here, and I will continue to do my best to try to continue that culture here.
USD football ready to go. New head coach is Matt Vitzthum, stepping right into the role, and he's here on the Nate Brown Show tonight. Coach, looking forward to watching you. Spring ball's getting close, and appreciate you coming on. We'll stay in touch. Thanks a lot.
Heck yeah, Nate. I appreciate you, man. Really, really, really do. Looking forward to the future together.
Matt Vitzthum on tonight. There he is, head coach, USD. Takes over for Travis Johansson. Matt Vitzthum been here the last couple of years in Vermilion, coaching wide receivers, last year QB and co-offensive coordinator, now the head football coach. Good update from the USD football side of things on the quarterback competition, how he's looking at approaching things from the head man side, and where things go without NDSU in the mix. And I said the Yotes are I think they're going to stay in the mix. They've been in the mix, two of the best seasons the past couple of years, deep into the FCS playoffs. Matt Vitzthum on tonight across South Dakota on Fox Sports Radio. We'll stay in touch with the head man of the Yotes. Coming right back, we'll go to the Twin Cities. What are the Vikings going to do at quarterback? An update from Thor Nystrom on the way.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. a gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to acclaimed replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit rbarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
You have found us, South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. You know where to find us, right? KWSN Sioux Falls, Fox Sports Rapid City on the radio side. We appreciate it. This is a radio show. We are also streaming on X right now. Welcome in, at Nate Brown Show. Follow us, watch us live on X, at Nate Brown Show, YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. So you got us all places you want us there, or all places you don't want us. I don't care. And Midwest Sports Plus. Have you checked out the new high school sports streaming app on live games across South Dakota and the Nate Brown Show live on Midwest Sports Plus? You've got us. We've got Thor Nystrom tonight. SKOR North. Talking Vikings. And yes, I'm going to get his read on the draft coming up in April. I mean, it's coming. So it's that time of year. Thor Nystrom, you're in, man. I appreciate you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Nate. How are you doing?
Good, man. Here we go. So here's the big question, and I don't know if you're annoyed yet or not. Vikings quarterback talk. How much are we going to talk on SKOR North and everywhere in between about what the Vikings are going to do at QB? What are they going to do?
Yeah, it's probably going to be daily until we get a referendum on that. I think if you had to pick one guy right now, leader in the clubhouse, I think Kirk Cousins makes the most sense. A reunion there.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you saw down the stretch last year, he can still play. And the other thing he proved last year that people, I don't think, are talking enough about with regards to potential marriage here, but he proved that he could be a good teammate when he didn't start out the season as the starter, right? He didn't throw a fit. He was a good teammate. And also, the second that Penix went down, he jumped right in there, and he was ready to go, right? He was a good presence around there, good teammate, like I said. That's another important, I think, criteria in this decision. You can't have a guy where if McCarthy's named the Week 1 starter is going to pout or speak out of school, et cetera. So the Vikings have a little bit of a needle to thread here. But I think from a lot of perspectives, Cousins is the best fit.
Wow. What does Vikings country say to Kirk Cousins reunion? What is the pulse?
I think in general would be positive about it. And I think this is another thing that Cousins would value, because you look around the NFL and there's so few starting caliber quarterbacks that are going to be available this offseason. You have Malik Willis in free agency, not much else though. Daniel Jones, but he's injured at the start of the year, and then it starts to drop off a cliff after that. And you only have one immediate start quarterback in the NFL draft in Fernando Mendoza. You have way more teams than you have that need a quarterback than you have quarterbacks. And so because of this, Cousins might get offered, either a guaranteed Week 1 starting job this offseason, which the Vikings can't do, or get offered more money, where I still think Cousins could potentially value the reunion in Minnesota enough potentially to pick it over. Let's say it's the Jets. We just want a veteran hand to come in for 1 year. We'll give you $24 million or something like that for 1 year, where the Vikings wouldn't be able to touch that monetarily, or, again, to guarantee him the starting thing. Because Cousins might value being readopted by a fan base. Like, Cousins is considering retiring and going into TV this year. If he doesn't, it's probably just going to be a one-off year. Think back to his career. He is viewed as a mercenary. There's no fan base that owns Kirk Cousins like that. They don't have a relationship like that. He left Washington as a free agent. The end of the Minnesota tenure wasn't great. The Atlanta thing was doomed from the start. If you're going to do a one-off season before embarking on a television career that we all know he's going to be a star in for years and years and years, why wouldn't you value that of sort of, the good vibes with that, et cetera? I think it's something that Cousins might value. And again, a fan base sort of getting behind him and sort of ushering him off into retirement. But the familiarity with O'Connell's offense and everything like that, like I said, from all angles, to me, it looks like the best fit.
Thor Nystrom's on tonight from the Twin Cities. Find him on X at ThorKU, and he's with the guys. He's part of the team at SKOR North. Great Vikings coverage from SKOR North. So, what am I missing, and is it just not possible, or you wouldn't even go there with a guy like Kyler Murray? Is that just out of left field?
No, I think that's something that they'll think about. The only thing is, with Kyler Murray, he's going to want to be guaranteed the Week 1 starting job. And I think that might be a bridge too far for the Vikings. And then the other, however that went, you think about if Kyler comes in, even if they open it up for a competition, if JJ upsets Kyler Murray in that, then Kyler Murray's not going to be happy, right? I'm trying to rebuild my value for 1 year. It's the only reason that I signed here. That's not a guy that you're going to want to carry through the locker room all year like that, or vice versa. You have the first top 10 pick in franchise history at the quarterback position in McCarthy. You're going to keep him on the bench for his entire third year, where then you're going into the off season there, where you have to decide on the fifth year option. You wouldn't be able to give it to him then. That you've depreciated the value of your asset to zero. So and then you might have to give up trade compensation for Kyler as well. And then keep in mind as well, the Vikings for multiple years set up their books and then their spending spree last offseason with the idea that they would have a rookie scale contract starting at quarterback. for the next couple of years, they're going to have to do some surgery on the rest of the roster if they want to spend to that degree on that position. I'm only talking monetarily. And keep in mind as well, this team doesn't have a ton of draft equity, and they have a lot of holes. So that's where it starts to fall apart for me, like with Kyler Murray. But I do think it's something that they're going to think about. I just don't think it's the best fit.
Okay. Do you think Kevin O'Connell wants J.J. McCarthy? That's a big question being thrown around.
I mean, I think he has to win, right? But if he didn't want McCarthy, for O'Connell, and I don't think people realize this, his tenure with the Vikings, his legacy, it's all tied with McCarthy. He was the one that selected McCarthy. It was O'Connell's pick. O'Connell was the one that developed him, and O'Connell's been his play caller, for the 10 games that McCarthy played this year, and O'Connell is entering year 5 with 0 playoff wins. So what are you going to do here? You're going to pull the plug on the kid and then sell super low on him in a trade, or just have him rot on the bench for 1 year where then you can't pick up his 5th-year option, so you're basically that ship has sailed as far as a long-term asset. You're going to admit defeat on that, to rewind the clock to 2 years ago so you can win enough games to get annihilated in round 1 of the playoffs. I don't think anyone looks at this team and is like, oh, they're one Kyler Murray away from the championship. It's laughable, right? O'Connell's one path here to getting back on solid ground and potentially having a contender, a legitimate one. It is McCarthy becoming a star, right? Or at least next season becoming a league average or above average starting quarterback, right? That's the path of least resistance here. I also think it makes the most sense for the franchise with the 2027 quarterback class in the draft looking like one of the most loaded that we have seen in decades. Certainly will challenge the class that we saw in 2024 that had 6 in the first 12. Next year's quarterback class is going to look like that, and it could even end up being stronger. So that's where I think this thing's going.
One more on this, Thor. Do you think everybody was on the same page ultimately when they let Sam Darnold go?
By everyone, what I take from that is everyone inside of the building.
Yes,
and the thing that I would say, there's 100 employees plus, right? Or people that have say in personnel. It's a smaller group, but it's still a large group. And if you got 25 individuals into a room, said, what should we have for dinner tonight? Where should we order from Uber Eats? Or of these 4 movies, which one should we as a group go to tonight? You're never going to have consensus on anything, right? So there was dissenting voices, of course. The thing is, the most important voice is the one that got his way. That was Kevin O'Connell. And the revisionist history on this has been sort of funny to watch last week. And O'Connell, he's not going out and saying anything to correct the record. Why would he? But that was a Kevin O'Connell production.
Very interesting. Sam Darnold goes, wins the Super Bowl. We all know that story. Finally, I do want to say, I think maybe we're spending too much time discussing what other quarterbacks coming in, because I have a feeling the Vikings are going to try and run with McCarthy deep, right? I mean, they're going to give him a lot of room here to find out what's in store.
100%. Yeah, I mean, you give them the 1 year, right? And even for me, the world's largest J.J. McCarthy bubble, I've said over and over again, it's after the 3rd year you make the call. And if he hasn't proven that he's a second contract player at that time, the end of next season, you got to move on to finding your long-term guy. So you need the data of 2026 on the kid. And again, why would you pull the plug this early? The most valuable thing in the NFL, it's a rookie scale contract. Right at the quarterback position, right, of a plus starter there. Was he that last year? No. He also played hurt in 4 of the 10 games that he started. He finished games with injuries that he then missed time with. A lot of the statistical profile, in what is a very small sample, it was accrued with injuries that he would later go on to miss field time with. He played to the end of the Falcons game with a high ankle sprain. He played to the end of the Packer game with a concussion. He played to the end of the Ravens and the Ravens game with a hurt hand. Could go on and on. But anyway, the turnovers he racked up there, the sample size is way too small and fickle to pull the plug right now on an asset that, if it appreciates, it becomes the most valuable thing in the sport. You have to see it through for 1 more year. You just do.
Okay, so you say 1 more year, but then you even said maybe 2027. I mean, is it just this year, or you got 2 years?
It's just this year. If 2026, if McCarthy does not prove he's the second contract guy, the good news of it is if you have indeed played him in 2026, that should mean that you have earned yourself a top 10 pick in the 2027 draft, which again is a once in 20 years, once in 25 years type event. So to me, that is not a loss.
Give me one draft nugget before I let him run. Thor Nystrom's on from SKOR North in the Twin Cities. Fernando Mendoza, people think is going to be the number one pick. Is he going to be a transformational guy? Meaning like he's an NFL QB. This is a no-brainer for the Raiders.
It definitely is a no-brainer for the Raiders, and I think at least insofar as taking that team from a laughingstock, abject joke to at least being frisky on a week-in, week-out basis, I can't see them being a laughingstock joke next season and certainly going forward with Kubiak, one of the best play callers and play designers that we have in the sport. Some of the stuff that you saw with them in the playoffs and the motions they would do and the ways that they would set opponents up with the same look and then later in the game do the opposite thing. It's how they got the open touchdown at the end. That's all Clint Kubiak, deep in his bag. Him in an offense with Mendoza, with Genty, with Bowers, you should be able to build up the offensive line with your equity after the Mendoza pick and also in free agency with the cap space you have. So it is possible for that thing to turn around pretty quick, and I would expect the Raiders to at least be respectable next year.
Thor Nystrom in tonight. Really good stuff. SKOR North. It's Vikings, and it's going to be heavy talk, man. Find him on X at Thor KU. Thor, I appreciate you always. Thanks a lot.
Always good talking to you, Nate.
Appreciate it. Thor Nystrom on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. That is SKOR North, Vikings analyst. Find him on X at Thor KU. Who's hot and who's not? Wrapping up the show. You don't want to miss this. Did you see how much Travis Johansson's going to get paid at Rutgers? He left USD. Coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
At Dakota Bank, we're more than just a place to bank. We're your neighbors. From everyday banking to home mortgages, insurance, and trust services, we're here for every step of your financial journey. We believe in doing what's right for you because we live here, work here, and care about our communities just like you do. Go with confidence, go with trust, go with Dakota Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and investment products are not FDIC insured, may lose value, and have no bank guarantee.
Count on unequaled selection with the best price at Mr. Liquor in Rapid City. This month's specials include $5 off all Fireball liters, now $15.99. Save a whopping $8 off handles of Wheatley vodka, now only $21.99. Or choose all varieties of Menage a Trois wines, just $9.99. Price is good at both Mr. Liquor stores, off Catron next to Walmart, or on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City.
Whether you're a pro or a Joe, a weekend warrior or a gardening great, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly clear tonight with a low of 29. Northwest winds around 5 miles per hour. High temperatures reach up to 55. Tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. Clear skies tomorrow night, lows of a low around 30. Dry with temps well above average Friday and Saturday, and highs in the upper 50s. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 44 degrees.
Winter's arrived. I'm with Brian from Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail, and I know you have some great specials right now.
Yes, we do. Get an Arctic Start remote system, which we feel are the best in the business, from just $369. From the Ultra Simple with a range of 1,500 feet to LCD remotes that have a range of 1 mile, to our drone mobile unit, where your smartphone will start your car from anywhere on the planet.
Technology. It's just amazing, isn't it?
That it is. And right now, save up to $40 on a set of Toyo Celsius 2 tires, what we think are simply the best tire for our area. A 60,000-mile rated year-round winter tire. It's an absolutely amazing tire for South Dakota.
So winter performance, and you leave them on all year long?
You got it. These tires will perform way better in winter weather than a typical all-season radial. Stop in or call, and we'll go over all the Toyo tire and remote start options available, and we'll do it with the best prices in the area.
See anytime.com, and of course at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk.
All right, welcome back in tonight. Thanks for being here. The Nate Brown Show, live, Fox Sports Radio, KWSN Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. If you missed parts of the show, any guests you want to hear, we had high school coach Eric Struck on tonight, Sioux Falls Jefferson. Sioux Falls Metro playing Omaha Schools. Big announcement today in football this coming season. So Craig Mattick was in. Matt Vitzthum on tonight. He was the new USD head football coach talking Yotes football. A good update from him. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast tonight. We'll put it up there. You can download it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Catch all of the shows, all of the guests on the Nate Brown Show podcast. Who's hot and who's not every night at this time, brought to you by the Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet, best buffet by far. Locations, Brandon, outstanding. Fun Zone Arcade for the kids, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Stop by the Pizza Ranch, locally owned and operated, and home of everyone's favorite buffet. In my Who's Hot category tonight, Travis Johansson's deal at Rutgers being reported by NewJersey.com. $1.3 million year one, $1.4 million year two, $1.5 million year three. Travis Johansson is a millionaire. Who wants to be a millionaire? Travis Johansson. He just made over $300K at USD. Just made over $300K. He's going to be making $1.5 million in year three at the Rutgers defensive coordinator. That's Big Ten money. Right there. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category tonight, speaking of the Big Ten, I don't like the way this looks. Maybe it's just me, but maybe you guys are out for all the dirt. Maybe you like this gossip and stuff. Former athletic director at Nebraska, Bill Moose. I had him on the show back in the day. Thanks for coming on, Bill. But back in the day, now he's written a book where he's telling, it's like a tell-all. And I know it's I don't know what it is, a memoir or whatever about his time and his life and being the AD and all this stuff. But he's telling stories about Scott Frost. Scott showed up to the interview in sweats, unshaven, big red flag, he said. And then he said he didn't give him the contract extension. The president did. The president called Bill Moose and said, hey, I just gave an extension to Scott Frost. And Bill's like, huh? Bill. So he's telling all this stuff now, and he's going on the radio and stuff. I think that's a bad look. Am I wrong on that? I mean, it'd be like me doing a tell-all about my youth basketball coaching over the last 6 years. Boy, the stories I could say, but we're not going to do that. You take the high road, okay? Bill Moose, it's like, man, do you really need a book here? Because Nebraska fans, you guys are going to like this. Oh, Scott Frost is a bum. He's this, he's that. Look at Bill Moose. He said this. Hey, Bill, you were in charge. You went with Scott Frost, and now he's trying to play it out like, oh, I kind of knew it was kind of going to be rough. All you guys in Nebraska wanted Scott. It didn't work out. Let it go. Keep the book on the shelf. I guess Bill won't be coming on my show anytime soon, but good luck with the book. Okay? Thanks for listening to the Nate Brown Show. I don't like it. It's a bad look. But let me see about my youth basketball book. We'll see if I can find a publisher. See you tomorrow.
You've seen him on the bag. Now follow him online. It's Lofi, Country Hearts mascot. And not only is he a